Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for listening to K4CO Radio. We are here on a Thursday afternoon. The week is coming to a close. We can taste the weekend, can't we? Thank you again for tuning in. We have a special interview with a Colorado musician here, and with me is Joshua from The Morning Show. Hey, Josh.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Josh with The Morning Show, and we have a wonderful artist in the studio today, and it's almost the weekend, so thank goodness.
It is, yes.
Exactly. Who do we have, Sarah?
We have Miss Haley Harkin in the studio. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good. Thank you for coming down because you live up north in the Fort Fun area.
Yes. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we were off air. We were talking about all of her music, and I love what you said that it's storytelling. I definitely want to get into that, but you're not originally from Colorado. You are from
Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. Okay, and that's where you were born?
Yes, born and raised unicorn, we say.
The unicorn?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Most people that live in Austin aren't natives, so I lived there till I was, 25.
Okay.
So born and raised. A lot of people aren't from there,
So
it's
kind
maybe
of
like a
Colorado.
unicorn. Yeah, it is very similar.
Okay. So how long have you been in Colorado then?
Almost 4 years.
Okay, so kind of newish.
Yes.
Okay, nice. Well, what brought you to Colorado?
Mountains, nature. I had been here twice on vacation. One for like 2 weeks, one for a week, and then kind of COVID happened, and we decided we wanted to move here, and just kind of timing. So
I hear that story very frequently. People come and they visit and they fall in love with the mountains and the sunshine, and
Well, it's not our pavement, so.
It's not our pavement.
It's not our city. It's not our.
We're not going to go down there. What made you choose Fort Collins?
Just intuition, honestly.
Okay.
We stayed one night there. That was it. But we knew Denver was like too easy, kind of it'd be familiar, and for some reason Fort Collins. I can't tell you why, but that's it.
That's great. Yeah. I grew up in the northern part of the state, went to school in Fort Collins, and Josh spent some time in Fort Collins as well.
A few years, loved it.
And,
it's definitely built
gorgeous.
up a lot now since I was there, but yeah.
That is true. No, it's a beautiful part of the state. So it's just
smaller and less concrete,
Less concrete. I like it. That'll be our theme. Well, tell us about your upbringing in Texas and what got you into the musical world.
I was surrounded by music like most of my life. My grandpa played. Him and my mom would sing like folk songs and covers, and I was always in choir and things like that. And then from a pretty young age, I wanted to play guitar. I played piano for a little bit when I was like 8 to 10. And then I got my first guitar in 7th grade, but I didn't learn how to play till I was a freshman in high school. There was a class called stage band. It was just kind of like the basics of guitar. It was, 30 people teaching like tabs and stuff like that. Yeah. And then that was kind of my upbringing, and I had a lot of fear around singing and stuff. So that kept me from pursuing music. I actually was a hairstylist. I went to cosmetology school right out of high school. And I always wanted to do music, but I was like, well, this fear is kind of the way. I can't write songs. Like, I thought that since I was a kid. And then, I just started pursuing it like 2016 kind of. So, and then I had to conquer all that fear that was in the way. And so, it was a lot of stuff trapped in my voice. And my voice sounded really, really different in the beginning because you could kind of hear the fear and like the restriction. But then within a couple years, it pretty much went away.
What really made you decide to conquer it?
Because one, I started like writing songs and I wanted to share them. Yeah, I think it's some soul thing. It's hard to say. It was like wasn't like conscious, but I knew that the only way for something to change is to like look at it directly. So the fear isn't going to go away unless I face it. So I would purposely put myself in situations. So I would go to open mics and things like that. I'd be sweating, my voice shaking, like it was bad, But then it just started like to physically like purge out of my body, and
Good for you.
It's very, very common. I mean, public speaking is, it can be really, really terrifying.
Totally.
We hear it from people who have been performing for decades where they still have that. And I actually think it serves a purpose, as silly as that is, just to have a little bit of that anxiety before you get on stage. And then I hear from a lot of musicians that they're up there for 30 seconds or a minute, and then it's just total smooth sailing because you just get in that comfort zone. But it is that moment of, can I do this? I feel like everyone, and on Sunday we have the Super Bowl. I guarantee you they are feeling their nerves right now. It's
Yeah.
very, very common.
Yeah.
I absolutely love how public speaking is even higher than death. People would rather die than speak
Seriously?
in public.
It is. In public speaking, I mean, I know people can't see us right now, but it's what do I do with my hands and how do I walk and my posture? And,
Yeah.
I'm like, just be yourself. Go up there and
Right.
conquer it and you'll do what you have to do.
Yeah. And what I found is a lot of it's actually like fear of being seen is what I've in my own personal experience. For me, it's very vulnerable to public speak, saying whatever, share a part of yourself with maybe strangers, maybe not strangers, but also how healing that is if when you can just let yourself be seen and be like, if I love and accept myself, then it doesn't really matter what anyone else thinks. And then that
sure.
kind of starts to fall away and like, oh, that people see me and I can be received because I have something to offer. And so that's kind of been my journey with it.
I love it. Acceptance is the answer. And I am. It's people are going to love and hate who I am. That's all awesome. And I'm so comfortable in my own skin.
Yeah.
And when you get to that just inner confidence, it's really amazing. As I know we have, of course, guys here, but as a woman, it is wonderful, truly. And maybe, I don't know, I can only speak as how a woman feels it. But when that time comes, that it's like, you know what? I'm pretty amazing. I'm so I don't mean to sound egotistical, but it's just comfortable in your own skin.
Believing
it's
in
being
yourself.
exactly.
Yeah, and it's a muscle I think we exercise. It's like performing, and that's not really what I call it. I'm like sharing a part of myself. I'm not putting something on here. I'm sharing like my heart with people.
Right.
That is my experience. And I think it's something we have to exercise. Like you don't just, like maybe even 10 years from now, you're still finding new layers of what that means to you and like comfortability in that experience.
For sure. And I bet when you were performing live, you have a bunch of people that are coming up to you being like, wow, look at this woman and what she's doing. And it's giving them that confidence and that courage to step into that moment.
Totally.
So it kind of goes full circle. Well, I know that this is maybe not your first album, but To Heal Her. Tell me about why you named that album that, because you have To Heal Her and then To Heal Her too.
To Heal Her was like part one. I knew distinctly that I had like all these songs, and when I finished recording that, I was like, oh, there's a second part to this album. And To Heal Her was that basically the meaning is that we have to heal ourselves first before we can like be of service to other people. So even like the songs on the album are a lot more inward about my own personal experience and kind of what we've been talking about, but the music about layers of self and that I have to be and love myself before I can show up of service to other people. And so then To Heal Her too is like TOO is the outward expression of that. So the songs, like the messages of them are basically like when we've done enough for our own work, how we can then show up for other people and be supportive and help other people in their growth.
I totally agree. Well, I know we have two songs in our rotation from To Heal Her too. Is there a song on either album that you would say really represents you? I know I put you on the spot. This is what I do.
She likes doing that.
I mean, there's a couple I have favorites for sure. All Things Grow, which is from To Heal Her. It's definitely like one of my more popular songs, and I remember like recording it and feeling like, wow, I'm so proud of myself. Like I could not, because I was gonna like go to a producer, and then I did it, and I was like in my basement doing it, and I was like, I don't need anybody, I can do this. And then on To Heal Her too, Life Passes By and Patience are my personal favorites. I'm really proud of the writing on both of them, and they just feel comfortable. Like every song has their own energy and like frequency and message that they put off, and some just resonate a lot more with like your core and I guess who you are at your essence.
Nice. Well, yeah, we're going to get into Life Passes By before we play that. For those of you just tuning in, thank you for tuning in to K4CO Radio. We have Haley Harkin here. We're going to be playing two of the songs that we have in rotation, and she's going to be performing live, which we love. I'm so excited for that. But we'll play Life Passes By. So you just mentioned that. So you talked about the writing. How was that process, and what inspired you for that song?
So I don't have much story because in my experience, I receive the songs. I don't actually go to write them. They just usually show up in full form and I write them down. So sometimes I'm just like called to pick up my journal and then boom, a song comes right then. But that song came that way, but I just dissected a little bit more. I tried to make the words like slightly more interesting and use more color like in the writing. And that was the first time I had done that. And I just remember being like, wow, these like subtle changes. I'm just changing how I say it. Like I'm using more articulate words or more descriptive words to make it more, like a story, right? Like you're painting a picture for somebody. And one of my favorite bands, Watch House, used to be called Mandolin Orange. I love their writing and just everything they do is amazing. And I, at that time, was really inspired. Like that song, I was like really influenced by them to make my writing like quote unquote better.
Nice.
So,
well, you said you received it. Do you remember what you were doing in that moment when it came to you?
no.
That's okay. That's
And sometimes
all right.
it's nothing. I mean, sometimes a quote, a feeling can trigger this thing happening.
Sure.
But no, I just remember opening my journal and
No, I think it's great. It's not always the burning bush.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just, I woke up in the morning and boom, there it was.
Yeah.
So, well, that is awesome. Well, let's play Life Passes By.
And I'm glad you said it's one of your favorites because it's definitely one of mine that we have in our rotation. So, all right, we will be right back with Haley Harkin. Here is Life Passes By on K4CO.
like every because the amount of times you listen to it recorded, I did all the
Looking for
I memorized
what's
everything.
trying to find the days down, and you wasted by chasing a game of hide and seek. Hold your breath, let darkness speak in the stillness and retreat. To be found is to be seen. Life passes by at the speed of a butterfly. Don't wait to realize the beauty of your wings. Life passes by at the speed of a butterfly. Don't wait to realize the beauty of your wings. People change or go. If you do and they don't, let them go. They'll only hold you back. Life is up and down, love found and heartbreak, and you take a risk on what you gain. Life passes by at the speed of a butterfly. Don't wait to realize the beauty of your wings. Life passes by at the speed of a butterfly. Don't wait to realize the beauty of your wings. Life passes by at the speed of a butterfly. Don't wait to realize the beauty of your wings. Life passes by at the speed of a butterfly. Don't wait to realize the beauty of your wings until the end.
Well, that is so incredibly beautiful. That was Haley Harkin with Life Passes By. So, my immediate question is, do you have a spirit animal? Oh, I thought it'd be like, yes, it's a butterfly.
Yeah, no, I've contemplated this. Yeah, like I remember I had thought like hummingbird, and I was like, no, but I'm not all like, zzz, you know, like I'm very grounded. So
You're
maybe
not as
butterfly.
spastic.
And on my arm, y'all can't see, but I have like a blue morphle butterfly right here.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know, unknown.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I love butterflies and dogs are my two spirit animals.
I love dogs as well.
Along with sharks, but that's a whole nother personality of mine.
Yeah.
But
I absolutely love that song. I want to say, I was just thinking about this. I love it because just the feeling you get, I can see that being behind not only a birth, but a death right there. The words on that, and don't let it pass by. So I really love the message of that. But yeah, I just want to throw that in there.
No, I love that.
Yeah, there's like a metamorphosis because you're asking the meaning. It's like, well, I guess to me the meanings are like in the lyrics, like obviously nature, and it talks about like, yeah, I mean letting go, right, of like what doesn't serve, and then basically, yeah, on the flip side, it's like that we're gonna die, and so you know your time is now, basically, to live and be seen and be a butterfly, and you know,
Yeah.
I love it.
Go on a journey.
Yeah.
That's cool. I wasn't
Yeah.
thinking about death, but that is also very much of a journey.
You said growing up, your grandpa played and your mom sang a lot while you were growing up, and so I'm curious because you know you're definitely a lot younger than I am. So the music my parents would play and sing is probably a little bit different. What are some of the influences that you grew up with? Who did you hear your parents singing and your grandpa playing?
yeah, my mom had me when she was very young, and they would sing like folk songs. Like there was one, it's so beautiful. It was called Death Dream. You cannot find it anywhere on the internet. And it would have this 2-part harmony, and then at the end they'd be singing different lines of the song together. He sang a lot of Elvis, actually. He had some of his own songs, like "Oh Amy" by Pure Prairie League. You know, beautiful song. Yeah, songs like that. Like the Elvis ones, definitely. I can't even think of like what the Elvis ones were. They weren't like the mainstream ones. They were
Right.
more of the folky kind of ones.
He was a true fan that knew,
Yeah.
not just the popular.
Yeah, like when I hear it, I'm like, oh, my grandpa sang that, but right now the name is losing me. But yeah, and then he had his own songs that are really beautiful.
So he
still
was a
alive.
writer
Yeah.
too. That's very
Yes.
cool. Okay,
Yeah.
nice, very nice.
Do you think because of them that got you into the folk world?
Maybe, but I would say he didn't live by us, so it was definitely rare.
Okay.
Like, 10 times max in my life did I see this. So it wasn't a lot. So, I mean, it did influence me, but not as much as you would think just because it wasn't around.
Okay.
Gotcha.
What kind of made you go that direction? We talked that you're a folk singer, songwriter, indie. What did it find you or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I love all kinds of music now, and yeah, I mean, but growing up, I mean, I listened to like Britney Spears. That was my first concert. Like, I don't know why I wasn't a pop singer. Like the stars could have been that way for sure. I don't listen to that kind of music now or anything, of course, but like, yeah, I don't know. That's just how I say like the song. I try to honor the song as it is. Usually the song comes with a melody when it comes, and I don't change it.
Okay.
So then I just kind of create around the song. I'm never trying to make it be something else.
Awesome. As is.
Yeah.
I like it. I find a lot of musicians rewrite because it's never quote unquote perfect. I'm like, let it be.
Yeah.
Just let it.
I'm definitely
let it
not a
write.
perfectionist and maybe like to a flaw almost.
That's
like,
a really good thing. If you can teach the world that, truly just be authentic
Yeah.
in the moment.
That is the key.
So strong.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it comes through as it does. You get all these different meanings. You know, what Josh said was totally different than what I was thinking, which is awesome. That's really cool. And I like that you're very versatile. You had said normally it just you receive it, which I love that. That's such a beautiful image that these come to you. So it sounds like the words actually come before the melody, or does it?
Yes,
Okay.
usually like sometimes I'll have like riffs on the guitars. I have like so many videos in my phone of like different things I've been working on, but then sometimes I'll have the song and I'll be like, oh, I've been working on this thing. Do they go together? And then sometimes as a melody, like I'll sing it as it comes and like record that initial melody.
Nice.
So it can go either way.
And that last song you said you had done the piano. And of course you have your guitar here too. Do you ever collaborate with other musicians?
Yes, I've definitely like hired. There was a cellist on that track. She was from the Ukraine. That was just like via online. I kind of see what styles would blend. And then my friend Carly Ann, she plays fiddle on the rest of the album. That song Patience I referenced earlier, she plays violin. She's based in Steamboat now. I love playing with her. And when I play Life Passes By live, she'll play the violin with me. And yeah, so I do love playing with other people. I haven't met a ton of people here yet. And
Okay.
there's a musical chemistry.
Sure.
And sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not. And
Of
when it's
course.
there, then I'm like, yes, let's play together all the time. You know, like if she lived closer, I would love to like sing together. And I just think it develops another part of the brain too. When we play with others, there's
Right.
something else going on, you know? So I love just like jamming without expectation, just like playing random stuff and like a song comes out, but yeah, with no agenda.
That's awesome. I love the authenticity that you have. Is there someone out in the world, we'll just put it out there and see if it comes, that you would like to collaborate with, whether it be a singer or someone with a particular instrument? If you have a song that you're maybe writing or that is floating in your butterfly brain.
I've been looking for a stand-up bass player. I thought that would be really fun.
Cool.
I think just bass can add so much. Again, like subtle, adding so much body.
And I love the stand-up bass.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like just it's different, you know, than a bass. Like they're both beautiful and I have some bass in some songs, but yeah, I mean I have like dream bands and groups that I like would want to collab with, like Rising Appalachia. I would love to collab with them, or like Trevor Hall or something. Those are like big dreams, you know.
Nice. Oh, well, we'll get to that. I think if you put it out in the world, truly,
Yeah.
if you just say it's like the book, The Secret, it's like put it out there and see if it will come, because you never know. Never
Yeah.
know what the world has. Well, I want to get to this next song
Okay.
because this one has not been released. Have you ever?
No, this one has. Right?
This is Life is But
A Wonder?
Yes,
Wonder,
has
right?
not been released.
Has
This
not
one
been
has
released.
not been
Okay, I had
released.
these back. Okay, never mind.
Oh, good.
Pay no attention to the man behind the microphone.
It's all good. See the authenticity. I like it. We are all human. So, have you ever played this live? Is
I
this
have at a
okay.
couple show because I just had a show like 2 weeks ago in Denver. I did play this song,
Nice.
so a couple
okay.
people have heard it.
A couple people. I
couple
love
people.
it. No, of course you do.
Yeah.
This is awesome. So this is Life is But a Wonder, which is just so beautiful. Do you want to tell us anything before we launch into you playing?
I mean, it's
about
one of
the
my
song?
new favorites.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I feel there's a lot of potential for the song, and I'm hoping to release and record it this year. But yeah, it's like a rare. I say upbeat. It might not be upbeat to y'all, but yeah, it's more like
It's folk upbeat.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
So
I like
I'm
it.
happy.
Okay. Well, this is Haley Harkin with Life is But a Wonder.
Took a while for me to get around. Took a little time to hit the ground. Took a little time, but I came around. Been running my whole life. Been running my whole life. Took a while for me to find people. When I did, I felt healed. Took even longer to know myself. Still discovering at least I'm found. Oh, life is but a wonder. There's so much to be discovered. Never too late to start over. Forget, let live on another. Life is short, bitter and sweet. Sometimes sour, that's just a part of me. Boy, you know it, when we blink, we'll all fade away into the dream. Oh, life is but a wonder. There's so much to be discovered. Never too late to start over. Forget, let live one another. Life is short, bitter and sweet. Sometimes sour, that's just a part of me. Oh, you know it, when we blink, we'll all fade away into the dream. to start over, forget, let live on another. Life is so bitter and sweet. Sometimes I wish that's just part of me. Boy, you know it when we blink, we'll all fade away into the dream.
Beautiful. I love it. Very nice. That is Life is But a Wonder. Haley Harkin here in the K4CO studio. So that's a brand new song. You haven't even recorded that yet, have you? Mm-hmm. Wow. Very nice. Well, we definitely want a copy of that one when we do get it. So thank you again for coming into the studio. We really appreciate it. And just curious, well, one, you have a show that is coming up on Valentine's Day of all days, which is really cool.
A week from tomorrow, men and women that are listening, right? Yeah, next Friday.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Get on it, yo. Hallmark is calling.
Exactly. This is going to be at Gold Hill Store. Is that right?
Yes.
Up in Boulder. How often do you play around?
It depends.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, definitely like summer is more busy. Like
Right.
I played a show in Denver 2 weeks ago at the Larimer Lounge, which was cool. But I would say Boulder like 4 times a year, 4 to 5, Fort Collins. It depends. Some are like more private gigs that I don't announce publicly that someone is hiring me to do.
Right.
Like I have one tomorrow like that, where it's like for an event, they contracted me. And then some are more like, hey, I'm playing. It's my own curated thing. So, yeah.
Gotcha. Very cool. So don't tell us what's tomorrow then.
Right.
Nice. I do love that you're playing on Valentine's Day, though. I think that's really special. I mean, I think that would be a great date night.
I think so, too.
To go out and listen to some music. So
Yeah.
you will be at the Gold Hill store, which is, it's kind of own city, it sounds like, right outside of Boulder.
Yeah.
So for anyone listening in Boulder or Fort Collins, Denver, head to Boulder. You play 7 to 9 p.m., correct? And is it just you or other people will be
Just me.
up there? That
Yeah.
is awesome.
It's really cute. It's like a cozy cabin vibe. Like it's cute. It's got romance for sure.
I love it. Okay. And are they serving food?
Probably, and they definitely have booze and things
Nice.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now there's your Valentine's Day right
You can't
there.
have Valentine's Day without booze.
I do. Mine usually involves PJs and a lot of ice cream and chocolate. But for those that want to go out, I think this is really cute. So go hear Haley Harkin live, and you'll probably be playing some stuff that isn't released.
For sure. I got so many songs that are not released. So.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that leads into our next question. What
Okay.
does 25 look like for you?
A full album is my goal.
Nice.
Working with
Okay.
a local producer and yeah, hopefully the best thing I've ever done. That's what I'm always aiming for. But yeah, I already have all the songs lined out and got the vibe. I got some like inspo words, like what am I trying to create,
Nice.
So yeah, I'm really excited about that.
And so you have 4 albums out, and one is you call an EP, which has 4 songs. So you have Gift of Innocence and Rooted. Which one of those, and then To Heal Her and To Heal Her Too, which one was first?
Rooted.
On that line? Rooted.
Yes.
Okay. And you said right when you sat down that there's been a change from your first album to now. What has caused that change, and what is that change?
Yeah, I mean, similar topic like we've been talking about. Yeah, Rooted like makes me cringe. Like you can hear how shut my voice is. Like I think obviously our voices change with age. If you look at like Joni Mitchell like singing now versus in her 20s, obviously it's different. And I think the more we embody ourselves and get to know ourselves more, like I really believe that our voice is like a direct reflection of our soul. It can be, right? It's like the most intimate thing because it's coming out of you. And as I've discovered more of who I am and not be like ashamed or scared of that translates to my voice. So that's the biggest difference. And sense of self, again, just like understanding who I am, like what do I actually want to create. My first album, I was definitely like swayed rhythmatically, like little things, right? Because recording is an art of its own. And I'm super into like music production and things of that. Like I've done all my own music, and I think, yeah, you just change and you are able to like more correctly represent what is on the inside. And I think that's the hardest part of like recording something that is one version is going to be out. Like, what do you want that to sound like? Because that's like a representation of you, and you're always changing. Like,
Completely.
my songs, like Mountain Song, another really popular song of mine. It's like, it's very different now. It's the same but different, because it wants to come out differently sometimes, and allowing for that. For sure.
And especially with music production too, because I mean, a good friend of mine who's been doing mixing and mastering for 30 years, he says he still learns. He's still constantly learning on it. So that's a huge part of it. Do you have a title for this album coming out?
I'm between two, and no, not yet.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I had an idea, but I'll wait to see what.
No, let's hear it.
Well, To Heal Her Again.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Oh, deep.
To heal her too, to heal her again.
Okay, well, it's out
A
there.
Trilogy.
I know.
Exactly.
Hey,
There you
work
go.
for the
I'll
Matrix.
think about it.
Yeah, there you go. I like it. To be determined. Well, this next one we've also had in our rotation. This one is Teacher. You're not going to be performing live, but it's one, and it's so interesting. When you sat down, I'm like, boy, I like both of them. Like both of the songs that we have in rotation. I can't wait to have your new ones too. Tell us a little bit about Teacher, because this one is on To Heal Her Too as well. What was the inspiration behind this one?
Yeah, at the time, I remember I was listening to a lot of Trevor Hall, and yeah, like for me, it kind of has like a little bit of his influence, just like rhythmically or like delivery of the words. Same thing, it just came to me. But this one, I actually worked with the producer on like this track and one other track on that album, which was different for me. It was remote. And after like sitting down together, he was like, I think there should be more words. And I was like, no, but that's it. Because it was even shorter. Like it was just kind of repetitive. Okay. And then after I sat down with it, I was like, okay, I'll see. And then like more words came to me, and it ended up being kind of like whatever you want to call it, like a bridge or something. I don't know the technical term, but so yeah, it was kind of interesting to be like, oh, there is actually sometimes more to a song, but you have to kind of like contemplate and sit with it and see if like more wants to come out. But basically the song, it says like that you're your own teacher, that everything you have is inside of you. And we look a lot, especially like in our day and age, outside of ourselves, people to tell us or to be influenced by other people. And I think to know what is inside without that is really important. And to always be inquiring.
And that's very interesting too, how, you basically had a song all set already, and it's like, write more words about it. Because a lot of times, you write a song and it's done, and it's just like, all right, that's all I had to say. And then you delve in and say, what else can I say? How was that process? I mean, were you just...
Well, because I didn't want to force it, and that's what I said. And he basically was like, look, it's your song, do what you want, but I'm inviting you to see if there's more here. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, I'm not going to force words.
Right.
But then it did. I just basically keep replaying the song like on the guitar, and then just wait for something to float into my awareness. And then it was like the, it's the part where it says, I can't remember right now what the song says.
Is it the last half of the song?
Yeah.
Or did you build in?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. It's the last half, like, that it says something about that everything out is like on the end. I'm losing the words, but anyway, it actually was really beautiful, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. There's more to say here.
Cool. Well, we're about to listen to it, so we can talk about it.
And I like knowing that
afterwards,
story
too.
because I know the song. I can kind of put that together then. All right. Well, we have Haley Harkin in the studio, and we're going to be playing Teacher. You can check Haley Harkin out, haleyharkin.com. And she's going to be playing live Valentine's Day, Gold Hill Store in Boulder. We'll be right back with the interview. Here is Teacher on K4CO.
Fear of sin been keeping you in. Don't you know you're your own teacher? Don't look without, look within. Don't you know you're your own teacher? Teach me, teacher, teach me. myself. All the mirrors in the world don't point to the sky. The true one lies within these eyes. I know myself, I know myself, I know myself. Don't waste your life looking outside. There's a wellspring of water on the inside. Wisdom flows from the inner part of your mind. Don't you know you're your own teacher? 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 Teach me, teacher, teach me. Don't you know, don't you know, don't you know? Don't you know, don't you know, don't you know? Don't you know you're your own teacher? Don't you know you're your own teacher? Don't you know, don't you know, don't you know? Don't you know, don't you know, don't you know? Don't you know you're your own teacher? Don't you know you're your own teacher? Teacher, teach me. Teacher, teach me.
Haley Harkin with Teacher. We have Haley in the studio talking with us today. If you're just tuning in, love that song, Haley. I do have a question. You have a line in there, and thank you, teachers who came and showed me the clear empty mirror right there before me. Have you had a teacher out there?
Yes.
Okay. I want to know about that teacher.
Okay. His name was Norberto, a Brazilian man. He died on my birthday, actually, in 2020. Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, I work with plant medicine, and so that's where a lot of my music comes from. And he was the person that I originally sat with and then kind of learned. And yeah, so it's direct experience, I guess, of what that means. And then when he died, I also write like poetry and stuff, and he was just such a empty vessel that he really just like showed you who you were. And it's rare to meet someone like that, you know. So that's kind of what that line is saying, is like, yeah, thank you, teacher who came and showed me the clear empty mirror right there before me. I saw myself.
Right. I think I think everybody has that one teacher. You hope everybody has that one teacher that just, really just shows you a different side of life. So just had to ask that.
I agree. I've reflected on that a lot, that it for me, it was one teacher too, that gave me a shot and actually wanted to know about me and opened up who I was. So that's inspiring. How did you meet this teacher?
Through these ceremonies that I would do. I went, and my mom initially found him because of one of her like yoga teacher friends, and then that was in 2016 that it just changed the trajectory of my life. So, and that's when I started sharing music. That's when I started receiving songs, was after these experiences.
I see. Oh, that was a pivotal moment. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I'm like, did something happen in your life where you thought, yes, I can do this? And I think we all have those building blocks, or people or situations or a journey to say, you know what, I overcame that, or this person had this different insight about me. So that's amazing. Well, I'm glad that he made such a positive impact on you. Yeah. I wanted to get into, you are known as, quote, it's folk medicine music.
And this is tying into kind of the same.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. I was like, tell us that. Yes. Tell us about what that means to you and what people have told you what it means.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of made that up because there's something called medicine music, which it's in these ceremonies. That's where I started to play in front of people, was in these ceremonies and like overcome my fear and receive songs. But I feel why I call it folk medicine music is I feel like my music is a bridge. There's music that we call medicine music. I mean, I believe all music is healing, but there is specific music that is made to heal. Indigenous, there's many topics that we could go about this, but I feel like I'm the bridge between people that don't necessarily do that ceremonial work, but listen to mainstream, but are also self-inquisitive. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So healing, because medicine, I agree, you can go in so many different directions. Because there's there's mental, there's a physical, when you talk about healing, what is your hope that you're putting into the world through your music?
Yeah, I guess that people can find that they feel love, that they feel connected, that this illusion that we're in, that they see beyond that and have hope, and that you got to feel it to heal it, and that is the truth. And yeah, like my music is kind of mellow, and sometimes I feel like people avoid mellow music because it makes them feel. Not always, but it's like, okay, well, if this song is like slow and the lyrics are meaningful, it's going to cause you to feel something. And people, we've been conditioned that we don't want to feel what's not pleasant, right? It's a natural reaction, like nature. If something bit it, it would like retract. And so it's the same thing when we have feelings inside ourselves that are uncomfortable. When we touch that place, our initial reaction is to run, and so I hope to inspire people and bring people together in community. I really think that we need community, and that is how we heal. We don't heal by ourselves. We heal in a group container of people. Yeah.
So elaborate a little bit more about these ceremonies. What do you mean by that?
It's ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca. What is this?
It's a plant medicine. It's been used for thousands of years by indigenous people.
Okay.
And in many, many parts of the world. My teacher led thousands of ceremonies a year all around the world, Holland, Brazil, Texas, where I'm from. And yeah, so it's a plant that is used for healing, and you can't like abuse it. It just doesn't work that way. It's a divine intelligence, and it knows exactly what you need to heal. And music is the dominant force that conducts this ceremony. And yeah.
Wow.
It's cool how you say music is a dominant force too, and you were talking about the power of music. I'm just reminded of this documentary I saw where it was about this nonprofit that went in and gave elderly people with dementia and memory
Yes, I've seen it.
problems. You have seen it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, have you seen this, Sarah?
I don't think so.
It's amazing because a lot of them have memory issues. They forget who their family is. They forget what day it is. They forget everything. But they gave them these like iPods and iPod Nanos and played music from when they were growing up and everything like that. They remembered the words. They sang along. They knew the songs. It just stays with us. It sticks with us. So yeah, that's funny that you've seen that. It's just an amazing documentary.
Oh yeah, amazing. And like on ayahuasca, like you're really shown like the healing power of music. Like if you're not already awakened to it, like that music, if we surrender to the music and open our physical body, our emotional body to the music, will literally take stuff away from you and heal you. And so it's like once you experience that, like you never go back. You know what I mean? It's like it's always available to you, that like state of consciousness, to let music like wash you and like cleanse you. And yeah.
I think I had that with The Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know. I love Pink Floyd, and yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible. Life-changing. And again, it's like you hear it that way the one time, and you will always hear it that way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it gets kind of ingrained in your DNA.
Yeah. 100%.
Okay. Do you like the movie Notebook? The Notebook?
Oh yeah, I mean, I grew up watching that. Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. Okay. So I love that movie. Like it is my ultimate rom-com. But
Most
it was
women do. Yeah.
Well, it reminded me of what the music part, right? Because she has at the very end
Oh yeah.
when she doesn't remember her family, and they take away the sheet music and she starts playing it from heart, because from memory. I mean, it really does become ingrained in you. I think you kind of go back to some of those, I don't want to say repressed moments, but it's, I don't know, you are the music person. I mean, how does it get ingrained into your subconscious and even into your body.
I mean, I really believe that music is programming, and especially like in these ceremonies, like what I've learned, I've been doing it for 10 years. It's like everything we say and we think is a program. Okay. And so when we're like listening to these songs, they're like derogatory, talking about women's bodies and all this stuff, and it's just like gross. What if we sang these things that are meaningful and then we could heal ourselves from the inside out? I mean, it happens. It's real. And I really believe like my own musical journey and with plant medicine that I've healed myself through music and opened up all this energy that was blocked. And yeah, I just think, again, the power of music is limitless. And if we're intentional and we listen to things to let it move us and we're singing along to these beautiful things, like, don't you know that you're the own teacher? Like if you were singing that every day, then you would know that. And I really believe that's the truth.
I agree. Positive affirmations. I mean,
Yeah.
if people would do that, and I struggle with it too. It's like, okay, get up in the morning and just say some things that you want to put out in the world and how you're feeling and make it true. So with that, I know we're in 2025. What is the dream for you? Either this year, I know you're going to release a new album, which is amazing. But what is the ultimate, like, man, I really want that?
I would love to play at the Mishawaka, which is that amphitheater and by
north.
me. It's like I love it. In the
Okay.
Pooter Canyon to open for someone, or if we're doing really big, then I'm the main act. Great. But yeah, I would love. I just think the vibe is amazing. There's no service. The river's right there, and it's just so intimate. And you're out there with the stars, and and I'd love to do like a tour. I mean, it's very complicated because my brain doesn't work that way. But I want to like make one happen. Not too big, not too small, but I want to get my music out there further, but I don't want to force it. So there's that push and pull of like letting it happen and then also putting my energy there to try to make my dreams come true. So.
I love it. Well, when you play at Mishawaka, please let us know.
Okay.
I haven't been there for 20 years, but
so
it is a really cool spot. That is beautiful. Good place. I like it. And I know you already have the songs kind of ready for your new album. Is there a projected date or just when it
I
comes?
haven't started recording, but I'm hoping to start recording in the next 3 months. Well, I'm meeting with the person I'm going to work with, and then hopefully I'll have more of a timeline.
Awesome.
But
And of course, you're playing on Valentine's Day. So all of you people who want to hear live music, because that to me is the ultimate date. Like, go to a concert and it's very intimate and it's love and folky and beautiful. Like, just saying. I might be there on Friday. So it's at the Gold Hills store right outside of Boulder on Friday, the 14th. From 7 to 9 p.m., which is amazing. And you're going to play one more song,
Yes.
which is awesome. So this one is called All Things, correct?
All Things Grow.
Things Grow.
Yes.
Thank you. All Things Grow. And this one is on the album To Heal Her.
Yes. There's
Correct?
also a really
Okay.
fun like remix too on Spotify that someone did. It's like my #1 song on Spotify. So
Nice.
I like more
Okay.
upbeat.
So for those of you just tuning in, we have Haley Harkin here in the K4CO radio studio. This has been amazing. Thank you again for coming. And man, we've had a couple that she's played live, and here is All Things Grow.
Water's on the rise. Don't try to float or swim. Sink into the depths of everything you've been hiding. Fire's burning hot. Don't run or you'll get burned. Let your coals melt into embers. Crystallize into light. Everything goes, everything flows, dip into the things grow. Everything goes, everything flows deep into the unknown where all things grow. Loosen your grip to the shackles of the mind. Loosen your grip to the shackles of the mind. Everything goes, everything flows deep into the unknown where all things grow. Everything goes, everything flows deep into the unknown where all things grow. Everything goes, everything flows deep into the unknown where all things grow. Everything goes, everything flows deep into the unknown where all things grow. Where all things, where all things, where all things, where all things grow. Where all things, where all things grow. Where all things, where all things, where all things grow. Where all things, where all things grow.
Well, that was so lovely. Thank you, Haley. Oh my gosh. It's very soothing and so peaceful. I need to have you in my bedroom lulling me to sleep every night. I can hire you for that, right?
It's good sleeping medicine.
It's so beautiful. It is. It's very relaxing. I can see how you just become one with the world. That really, from our talk now, listening to that, I am viewing it differently. Well, you mentioned people can find you on Spotify, of course, HaleyHarkin.com.
Yes.
What other mediums are you in? Where can they find
I'm on
you?
all the things.
I'm on all the
Instagram,
things.
TikTok, Facebook. You know.
Okay.
I just regurgitate my same stuff, see who it reaches. But yeah, I post like covers and stuff on Instagram and YouTube. And actually, I just remembered that Life is But a Wonder song is on YouTube because I entered the Tiny Desk contest.
Yeah.
So I use that song. So it is
Okay.
on YouTube.
That is
Yeah.
awesome. You're all over the place.
Yeah.
So we know, of course, you'll be playing on Valentine's Day. Any other dates that are scheduled as of yet? Or-
Not now.
Okay, to be determined. Well, let us know.
Okay.
I hope you have a great turnout on Valentine's Day. All those people, batting their eyes at each other, drinking and eating, isn't that what it's about, right? Finding peace and solace.
Oh, yeah. Champagne and chocolate. You know it. Well, no, thank you very much again for coming in. I hope you have a wonderful performance. For those of you that caught the end or just tuning in, you'll be able to see this interview, video and audio, on our YouTube. Give it about a week or so. We always upload all of our interviews on YouTube for you to catch. But this was live in the studio with Haley Harkin. Haley, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful 2005 or 25. And
Thanks so much, Joe.
definitely don't be a stranger to us. So really love it.
I do too. This was so beautiful. Thank you for sharing your journey. I
Yes.
know that was very meaningful and impactful to me. I'm sure it was to our listeners too. It's to be authentic and go through the journey, and however you're showing up, to embrace it. So that's very powerful to hear that. So yeah, thank you for sharing.
Be sure to catch Haley Harkin and all of our K4CO musicians that are in rotation every single night from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And stay tuned for our afternoon mix of music from 2 p.m. to 5 today. Haley, thank you very much again for coming on in. We really appreciate it. Take care. We're going to get you back to our regular scheduled music right now. And thank you for tuning in.